Hi, and welcome to Raising Girls of Inspiration.
Hello.
My name is Angela.
And my name is Greg.
And we're a podcast where we talk about living life to the fullest, loving every morning, and loving every moment, and laughing every day.
Yeah.
So you can find us on any podcast. Please follow us. And we will be loading every first and third Wednesday of the month.
Mm-hmm.
So be sure to follow us.
Follow us. Yes. Follow us.
So how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm excited about this topic that we're about to talk about today.
Oh, yeah. So, guys, I am a married to medicine. I'm not going to say a fanatic, but I like Bravo. Well, not all of Bravo. Mainly just married to medicine. And what is the other one?
Don't ask me.
Atlanta.
I don't know.
Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Housewives of Atlanta.
Yeah, because we're in Georgia. So, of course, that's going to be me. So, on Married to Medicine, they had their final episode this past week. And it was a topic that came up that I wanted to discuss with you. And it is traditional marriage versus modern marriage.
Uh-oh.
So, in Married to Medicine, those of you not familiar, Married to Medicine is a reality show. It's a series where the women are most of the women are very alpha. I'm going to say all of them are very alpha females. So, they're very dominant females where they work, they have ambition, they have goals, they are driven, they're outspoken, and they're married, except for one, the newest cast member, Phaedra. She's not married, but she used to be married before. So in their marriage relationship, they have a tendency to be just the dominant person that they are, a strong black female. And so there's this new cast member. Don't let me say their name wrong. Let's get it pronounced so I can make sure I say it correctly.
Yes, correctly.
Egolum. So Dr. Egolum. Egolum and her husband. Now her husband is from Nigeria, so he's more traditional. There's certain things that he expects from his wife, whereas the other men are kind of more laid back, where they don't necessarily say, I gotta have my food on my table. You gotta listen to me. When I tell you to do something, you do it. But Dr. Egolum works as well. She's a dentist, so she's not a homemaker. So that's just something I just want to touch on that to see.
One quick question.
Yeah.
Because we talked about alpha, the alpha female. Is Dr. Egola the alpha? Is he the laid back? Well, let me back up.
They're both doctors. So
Well,
he's an oral surgeon and she's a dentist.
Well, I'm talking about the personalities. I'm saying, is Dr. Egola, is his personality more, because I haven't watched the show.
Yeah.
Is his personality more laid back or more alpha-ish? Because what I'm trying to get to, before we get to what we need to get to, I'm trying to get to the alpha part.
The male part?
The male, yes, the male. Because you can't have two alpha people in a relationship. I feel like you can't, because it's almost like having two pit bulls in the cage. Somebody has to be the smooth one.
She is.
Okay.
So she is.
So, but he's not.
No, he seems she's confident in, she's more submissive.
Okay.
Than all the other all the other doctors. She's
Okay.
more submissive.
Okay.
But she was raised by a single mother. So her mother raised her to be a strong, independent woman.
Okay.
But when she met her now spouse, she knew she was marrying a Nigerian, and so I'm sure that he brought what he wanted to the table. So she has to have that. She has to, I guess, she figured out that balance.
Got it.
Where she can honor him, and I guess make him happy. But
got it.
Yeah.
Got it. I guess what I'm trying to look at, when he was, let's say when he became a doctor, that's one thing. But when they got married, were they doctors first when they first got married?
I think so.
Okay. A lot of times that worked. Because he can set those, I guess, those bylaws or his traditional practices. He can set that tone because he have money, I guess.
No.
I feel like if you come into a marriage and you broke, And you
she wasn't broke.
I understand that, but I'm saying if you come into a marriage and you're broke, because and then I guess what I'm trying to say is when you come to marriage and you broke and you don't have anything and you set all these practices, hey, I want you to do this, I want you to do this. The woman gonna be like, we got a problem. Because how you gonna say all these things and you're not taking care of X, Y, Z?
Okay, I get you.
So that's where I'm gonna go. So I feel like if you come into it already equipped and you already have your ammunition and the gun, I feel like you can actually aim better and hit your focus. But if you actually come into it like, well, I need you to do this. I need you to do this. I need you to do that.
And you sitting at home.
You got a problem.
Is she working?
Yes, and she's working. Exactly.
There are some men that require that even when they probably sit at home. So I guess it's debate about traditional marriages, or modern marriages.
Yes, and that's kind of what we get into when it comes to marriages, the alpha, the female, the male, female. It's hard. I'm gonna tell you right now. I feel like it's hard to be a female and be the alpha, and then come home and be submissive. I can see it on both angles. Like the male, because if the male is the alpha and the female is the quiet one, that's kind of like the traditional way.
But they both can be alpha people.
I don't see that.
You can be an alpha female and you can be an alpha male.
And function and have a great life.
I'm sure. You have to compromise.
Okay.
You can have two quiet people in a relationship and it works. Less dominant people. Right?
Yes.
But we mainly talking about, are people getting away from having traditional marriages? Let me read this to you.
Okay.
What I looked up. Okay, so it says traditional marriages lock the spouses into their predefined roles without any opportunity to allow for individual choice.
Okay.
Married women were expected to fulfill their role as a homemaker and had to stifle any career ambitions or frustrations they may have had. Modern marriages allow for individual preferences.
I would love to see some statistics on the lifespan of a marriage when it comes to traditional versus contemporary. I would like to see who lasts the longest, because I feel like, well, the traditional marriages I know, I guarantee you, they'll probably say it all day. If you interview the man and the woman, if you pull them to the side and be like, hey, are you really happy in your marriage? I guarantee you the answer is no.
Because she's just like...
She's so programmed, like a robot.
Yeah.
Like a robot. Every single day. Do this, do that. Okay, fix this plate.
Maybe she's traditional, but not programmed. Maybe she does it because she loves and honor him.
Good point. That's a good point. Yes, a lot of times people do, but however, sometimes I feel like people get caught up into traditional, just the everyday day of life. It's the same old thing. And then sometimes they're so blind to where maybe this is just something that I just do every single day, and I'm going to keep doing it every single day, and I'm just going to keep doing it. Yes, I do love him. However, I'm just going to keep doing it because that's what I do.
Mm-hmm. And that's what you used to, and it's kind of like a pattern.
Right.
Get up, go to work, come back, cook dinner, fix food.
Right.
Kids in the bath.
Right. Now, I feel like being traditional can keep you focused. Mm-hmm. It's almost like in the music field. When you're in the music field, if you're playing and you're reading sheet music, you're just staying with the lines and you're reading that music. Mm-hmm. There's no deviations. There's no improvs. There's nothing. So I feel like the traditional piece, sometimes you lack color, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because if you in the contemporary approach, I feel like you have more room. Oh, I was about to say have more room for error. That might be the case. You might have more room for error because you don't really have a set schedule in a sense. And I feel like sometimes, you know, and even if you want to talk about the piano, even if you playing piano or you reading notes, or let's say you're improving and you actually adding more color to it, sometimes you may make a few mistakes there because sometimes you don't know where you're going to go next.
Mm-hmm. So mistakes may help you grow.
That is true. Mistakes might help you grow, and you might have a hard time not growing. Stuck in the traditional practice because you can't grow if you're not willing to change.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I feel like a lot of times when there's so many topics and we know when it comes to traditional marriages, I feel like the bottom line is being happy.
Yeah, I think that is the bottom line.
That is the bottom line.
Whether it's traditional or modern.
Yes.
It's whether you're happy with your spouse in that relationship.
Yes.
And if you're not happy, you might need to sit down together and tweak something or two.
Oh, yeah, you need to tweak it or two.
Yeah, because most now, back in the day when it was traditional, well, it's still traditional, but back in the day when it's traditional, most women did not work. So they were literally the homemaker. That was their job to take care of the home. So when their husband came in, you know, they were ready. They weren't all tired from working 8 hours and then driving another hour, driving an hour to work, driving an hour back, and then prepping and cleaning and all that stuff.
Oh, God.
So it makes traditional for some women a little harder now if you want to have that traditional marriage because you work. So it's not really, and honestly, actually, if you work, then that's not a traditional marriage.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, that's more
true.
modern.
Exactly.
So husbands that have a wife that work can't be like, put my food on the table, make sure to take my shoes off when you get home, because the lines were blurred when she started working.
Right. And just as tired as you are.
Yeah.
You know, or he might not even be tired because he might not work.
Then that's not traditional.
That's not traditional.
Then you go back into that's more modern.
Yes, because the traditional is the working husband.
Yes.
And the wife at home.
Yes.
So maybe there needs to be another term that actually could allow us or kind of make sense to put this thing together, traditional versus contemporary. Maybe need to be something different.
Modern. Traditional versus modern.
The modern.
Yeah. Okay. And I would say we just draw the line as if it's traditional, he works, she stay at home. Boom. That's traditional.
Okay.
Modern. It's all mixed up. Maybe he don't work. She work.
Right.
There's a lot of men homemakers. You remember when I asked you to stay at home?
Yes. And listen, I'm gonna tell you right now.
I wanted to work.
I spanked it though. I was good.
Yeah.
I was listen.
Yeah.
Listen, I was good at it.
Yeah.
And I guess, but as a man. It took me about 6 months. So I think I did it for like 6 months. Something like that.
You went into a career change.
Yeah.
And so I can't remember what happened with your job situation, but
I'm sorry. I don't even want to get started with the job situation.
Yeah.
The devil is a lie.
And the baby, I think it was Olivia by herself, was at daycare, and we were saving money, and I was like, well, just stay home. And at the time I had a state job. It was a pretty good job. It was okay. You know,
at that time it was really good.
Yeah, it was handling, and you still was a musician at the church. Yeah. So and I was like, just stay home and keep her. He was like, eh. So it lasted a little while, but as soon as you found something else, you were out the house.
Yeah, and it was a little difficult because you worked all day, and then the commute was really bad for you.
Yeah.
Getting off work, driving 45 minutes to an hour to pick up your baby, and then go home. Don't get home at 7:30.
Yeah, I didn't get home at 7, and then her bedtime was 8:30.
Right.
It was hard.
Turn right back around, wake up early in the morning, and start the whole process over again.
Leaving the house at 6 to get to work at 8.
Right. And then now on the flip side. Now, just because you staying at home, don't mean you just sitting there watching TV all day. Let's get that right.
Yeah.
Let's get that right, because if you look at the homemaker and you look at the traditional marriages, when you have the man working and the woman at home, don't think they just sitting around slouching all day.
No, you were a good homemaker.
Yes. So the women, they work too. They just don't get paid.
Yeah.
They work too. And the men who are homemakers, they work too. You wash clothes, you clean the house, you make sure meals are prepared, and then I have to sit around and wait all day. I'm sitting here 9 o'clock. Then 11 o'clock hit. Then 1 o'clock hit. She's still gone. Then 3 o'clock hit. She's still gone. I'm still working. Then 5 o'clock hit. Then 6. And then 7 o'clock hit. And then it's like when she come in, then she wants to do, things. And then she's tired. It's just.
Well, I came in about 6.
Yeah.
5, 4, 5, 6 when you were at home.
Yeah.
Which I like that.
Yeah.
I like just getting up, going to work, and coming home. I couldn't stand dropping my baby. Even though we had a very good daycare person. Well, at the time she was in daycare. We took her out of daycare, but we ended up finding somebody else at a home daycare. She was excellent, but I just did not like dropping my baby off at daycare.
And then it makes sense because it makes sense to stay home, especially if you don't have no knockout job where you just, all the money just flowing in like a river.
Daycare $250 a week.
$250 a week. So do the math. For the month, it is $1,000. And don't throw 5 weeks up in a month. Exactly. That's $1,250. Yeah. So that's why it's. But again, the bottom line, it is. If you're happy and you can make, if you're willing to make it work. I'm not a traditional type. I don't feel like I'm a traditional type husband. Do you think I'm a traditional type husband?
No, absolutely not. You want to tell a story when we first got married?
Go on, tell it. I didn't want to say that, but go on, tell it.
So we first got married. I don't know, we had not been married that long, and I was working. You were working. And I was trying to be a good, wife, come home, cook and stuff.
But I was working part-time, right?
I can't remember.
I think I was part-time.
Okay.
No?
I don't remember.
Know. I can't remember either.
I know I wasn't part-time. But then I came home, and I think I got home before you. You came home, and then I had already cooked, and, you came in, and you was like, I went to work. At least when I come home, I can have my food on the table. I said,
"Oh yeah, she fixed that real fast. She fixed that real fast.
Yeah, and I think it was like the way you said it too. Like, yeah, I'm not sure where that came from. You must have got your granddaddy spirit.
No. Back up.
Yeah.
I can defend for myself.
Okay.
I can tell you where it came from. It came from, I guess, when you. Well, let's back up. 23, marrying at 23 is kind of young.
Yeah.
And I felt like my picture of marriage was the traditional way.
Yeah.
And I felt like maybe I should go ahead and just start this process as a traditional way. Because that's what I've seen.
Yeah.
I've had parents growing up. And you had parents, well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You had parents growing up, and your parents are really traditional.
Yeah.
And your mother is really, really traditional. Yeah. Fix the plates, the whole nine. How come you didn't get that?
You know what? I would have fixed your plate, but the thing is, when you walked in, and you stood over the table, and you said, "At least you can have my food on the table." My mom fixed my dad's plate, but he comes and he just sits down. He don't be like, "Woman, go fix my plate."
Okay. I didn't say that, but okay.
No, you was like, "If I come in for work, at least you can have my food on the table." I had fixed food, and I was going to fix your plate.
Okay.
I still fix your plate.
Guys, she don't like to be rushed.
No, and I don't like to be demanded of anything either.
But it just depends on. I don't think I don't think I'm a demanding person.
That was a demand.
Oh, okay.
It was a demand.
It depends on how you look at things. So maybe she was just looking at it different. I don't know. I don't know. But I do know that the traditional piece is what I was accustomed to. What I was accustomed to. However, as life continued on.
Wait a minute. Did your mama fix your daddy plate?
She did.
Sometimes she didn't.
Sometimes,
because
what? You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Sometimes she did not. Yeah. That is true. But if I had to say, I'd say maybe 70% of the time. Mm-hmm. I'd say 80% of the time when she actually fixes plate. Because, me personally, I'm just like, bro, me personally, I feel like I don't need you to fix my plate every day. Mm-hmm. You might put one piece of sausage. I want 2 sausages. Mm-hmm.
You don't eat sausage.
Not down. But I'm just saying, so it's just, I guess it's a common courtesy when a woman does that. It's just their way of showing their love.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's so many other ways you can show love rather than fix a doggone plate.
Yeah, but I do like to do that sometimes to honor you.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't done it like
she does it years. Like once every blue moon, and when she do fix her, okay, all right, let me go.
You know what? Most of the time I do it now when you don't make dinner, and I put it in to keep it warm. Yeah,
she do. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So she'll warm it up, and sometimes I'll come home if I'm coming home work late or whatever. We got something going on. She'll fix it. She'll have it in the microwave. But just sit down, just physically, while I'm sitting at the table and she's laboring and cooking, and then she comes and drop it off, and then I say, "Can you make sure you bring me a fork? Can you do this?" No, that's 100% no. I'm not finna do that. Yeah. I'm not finna. She's not my waiter.
Yeah,
she's not my waiter. Okay. She's my wife.
So, I guess traditional is also other things as well, but mainly the line is, just the men working, women stay home.
Yeah.
Homemakers.
Just traditional just sounds boring.
Yeah.
I
think everybody has kind of moved to modern nowadays.
Yes.
Even if they have some traditional aspects of their marriage, most relationships are modern now.
Right.
Even men go grocery shopping, men cook.
Yeah.
Men do the laundry.
Yeah.
It's like more of a partnership than traditional now.
There you go. And that's the way it should be. I feel like things will work a lot better.
Yeah.
When you is a partnership.
A partnership.
When you work together as a team. When one person has to pull all the load.
Yeah.
Bruh, I'm telling you, it's that alpha female gonna come out. That everything eventually it's gonna come out. With the level of frustration. Like, hey, wait a minute, So, yes, I feel like the traditional marriages versus the modern marriages. Yes, the modern marriages are taking over now. Because we're in 2024. And some people just set their own ways. I'm not calling no names. I know a lot of people still have flip phones.
Yeah.
That's traditional.
Well, actually, probably no phones that traditional. I'm not sure. But
well, I'm saying that's more of a traditional, because that's something that somebody had years ago. A flip phone. So there's no Facebook. there's no internet and all that good. You just got a straight phone.
Yeah.
And I probably could. I guess over time, I just kind of. Because I had a flip phone for a while.
Yeah, and you probably wouldn't have upgraded if it wasn't for me.
Yeah, probably so. Probably so.
I've gotten all your phones.
Yes, I don't care. Y'all listen, and Angel know my wife know. I can care less. My baby's got numbers a lot higher than me. I can care less about a phone. Yeah. Yeah. But yes, so the bottom line, and I keep saying this, it's all about happiness.
Yeah.
It's all about happiness and what. But I still feel like, because I think we hit it a lot before in our last podcast when we was talking about marriages and counseling and things of that nature. I feel like a lot of those things should be ironed out.
Yes, before marriage. Yeah.
However, a lot of times, even during marriage, though, most people, they're working. Mm-hmm. They're, and both parties are working, or I'm talking not marriage, but before marriage.
Yeah.
So before you get married, you're still working, and you still, doing the daily life.
Yeah. So you kind of know somewhat when you come into the relationship. I mean, I did too, but it was just a throw off when you said, it should be on the table,
Well, but you know what? But but I'm sorry to cut you off. But you don't know because you're not supposed to shack up. That's the word, and that's a hot topic too. because sometimes it feels like you should try it before you buy it.
And so those of you that don't know what shacking up is, he's talking about living with your significant other before you get married. Yes. And that's another thing that goes into modern relationships and not traditional. Traditional, you save yourself into marriage and you just date, or whatever you want to call it. And then modern is when you just, it's blurred. Yeah. The lines are blurred. Right. You know, so.
Right. But that's what I'm saying when it comes to just that relationship piece. When you're in the engaged process, you're not living together. And then when you get married, it's like boom, you just go ahead and start this thing called marriage. But you never, so I mean you don't know. So that's what so when I was talking about when I came in, not demanding my food, but I just mentioned, about having my food ready. I didn't have that time when we were engaged because we weren't together. Yeah. We had two separate lives. You understand? Yeah. So that's why when you get married, it's like, bruh, you better figure it out real fast. Yeah.
I think communication is the key.
Yes, that is true. But they might need to modify the shacking up piece because okay, well, just nobody buys a brand new car and then they start driving it. They test drive it. So what I'm saying is, and then also that'll help you understand. Hey, is this what I want to do? And because when you start living with somebody, it's totally different. It's totally different because you have to put things together and it has to make sense.
Mm-hmm. That's what makes marriage such a challenge.
Yes.
Because you got two individual people that's coming together as one.
Yes. You got
the main thing is keep God first.
Ooh, come on, say it again.
Yeah, you don't have to test drive it, people. Just pray about it. Ask God to show you the things that He need to show you.
Right.
And it's gonna be. It's never easy.
No, it's not.
Two people coming together as one is not necessarily easy. If you got it easy, and that's truly a blessing. Mm-hmm. But it may be easy on your part, but then you might need to sit back and evaluate or start asking the spouse questions to make sure that spouse is happy, because she could be a closed person. He could be a closed person, just keep throwing things in and not necessarily happy like you happy, because maybe everything is going your way because they're giving it into everything.
Right.
But it's never easy. Yeah, okay. And now you want to pull the phone out when you was doing all the talking.
Well,
I kept trying to end it, but you kept talking.
Oh well, you didn't do a good job because I'm.
I kept throwing stuff in.
How you ending?
I kept saying, "Yep." So that is just blending things together, and then you would say, about blending things together.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry. How's it ending if you talking about that's blending things together?
Because I'm finna end it just like this. So yeah, when you're in a marriage or a relationship, it can be modern or traditional.
Yes.
And it could be blurred.
Yes.
But just know your significant other. Always keep God first. Mm-hmm. Always pray about all things. Seek Him first in all things. And
don't worry.
Yeah.
Be happy.
Yeah, I hope so. But so that's pretty much it. That's what I wanted to say today. Yeah. Do you want to end anything? No, you don't need to end nothing because you've been talking too much.
I am.
So we want you to, once again, follow us on all the podcast platforms that you can, because we're out there. We appreciate you. Come back every first and third Wednesday of the month, and we will be here.
We ain't going nowhere.
We got 3 things to say to you, and we want you to live life to the fullest. Love every moment. And laugh every day. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.